Hey, it's Ed with Slow Car Fix, and today I'm going to talk about how many doors I've acquired to perform my two-door conversion on my 55 Chevy. So I've had kind of a door debacle. I started off with four doors. I've converted this car, I think it's converted at this point, to a two-door. And I've since been picking up doors here and there whenever they come up. And I've finally got it narrowed down to two that I'm going to use. And let me show you what that looks like. Here are two-door sedan doors. I'm not going to use them. I have other ones. Here's another two-door sedan door. Also, I am not going to use this. I'm going to use another one. This is a two-door sedan door that I am going to use. What I have to do with this one's actually not even I don't think it's a Chev door. I think it was a Pontiac door, or it was a 56 door. At some point 100 years ago, not 100, but a long time ago, somebody has filled this in, the holes for the trim, and brazed them. So that tells me that that's an older repair. What I need to do is, I like this door. Some of you have seen the video where I added to the edge of the door. That was up for debate. Some people didn't like it, but that's what I had to do. I have to patch in a little spot here, and then down here is not very good at all. It's kind of Swiss cheese, but the rest of the door is pretty good. The structure of it's pretty good. I've got it fitting reasonably well. Like you can see, there's no latch there. It's all been sandblasted on the inside. All up in here is pretty good. All around the frame is good. The structure of this door is quite good. What do I got going on down there? Everything, maybe a couple of pinholes on the underside, but nothing crazy. The lip is good. It just needs to be cleaned up. And that outer part has to be fixed. That is passenger door keep. This is a driver's door. I was trying to get a good driver's door. I have more passenger doors than I do driver's doors. This one is actually really good. The outside structure is good. It has all the guts. The underside of this door frame is actually, well, it's turned into a workbench, but it's actually, apart from the mud, it's quite solid, quite good. The problem with this is it's buckled up here, which that I'm not too worried about, but it's got a pretty good size wow right here. So you pretty much need to do a skin and fix the whole outside. So I think this is a good one for me to steal all its hardware and sell the carcass to somebody else that needs a door. So that I have a set of these that are both in the same condition. Good, solid, just some whammies in there that need to be fixed. If you need one and you are in Ontario, Canada, or willing to pay for the ride, let me know. These two I do have for sale on the interwebs, on I think Facebook right now. They might be on, yeah, they're on Facebook for sure, for sale. This passenger door, it's been sandblasted and primed. It's got a couple of pinholes at the bottom. It's a good straight door, but the inside bottom down in there is more work than I would like. It's got a couple of holes. This door is the driver's door I was working with and did actually reshape a little bit of the radius at the bottom. Not enough that can't be saved for somebody else's car. That's a proper radius here. Mine has a different radius. So you'd have to add a little to that corner, but it's not really, the door's actually quite good. But the reason I chose to not go with this one is the bottom of it. You can see my patch in there. The bottom of it, not great. So it's just more work than I'd like. So I went to go see my friend Dave that has the pile of 55s and so on. Horse traded my original fenders that I had for this door. So this door is probably the best fitting door of the bunch that I've had for the driver's side. I have it sort of okay. The structure, no, I just put a dent in it, but the structure is quite good, quite solid for the doors that I've seen. And I'm quite happy with it. It's got one little hole in the bottom that I got to fix. The mechanism, the winder and everything's in there. The glass is no good, but the winder's in there. So it's a pretty good door and it fits pretty well. Except at the bottom, I have to do some work. I have to change this radius because, as I've mentioned in my previous video, my car is not the right radius because I made all this from aftermarket parts and bits and pieces. So I have to fix that. I still have to level it out and everything, but I have to change that radius just a little bit, take about maybe a 1/4 inch off the corner and have that tuck in. And then this door will sit in a little better. I can probably bring that lower hinge in, which will bring the whole door in. The problem I have with this door is, as you can tell, the skin is not very good. And as soon as I started sanding this, it looked like I was drywalling. So this has a significant amount of filler in it. So what I need to do today is strip this paint, the paint primer, whatever this is, off of this door and see how bad it is and see if I'm going to put a skin on it that comes from here down, if I'm going to do a partial skin, or if I'm just going to do a few patches and blend it in. So I've got to do that. I'm happy overall with the way this thing fits. I do have to sort of get a little adjustment going here to gain some clearance there, gain some clearance here. It's a lot of fiddly crap. Try and make all this stuff look okay. Let me show you what else I've been working on the car. I haven't posted much lately because I've been just working on it. Been driving my other cars, doing some work on my 64 coupe. Just trying to enjoy things and enjoy this process a little bit. It's getting a little frustrating. Door debacle. It's been a challenge. Back to the side of passengers. I spent a bunch of time. This doesn't look very good right now. I'll sand it and then I'll show you. It'll look better. I spent a bunch of time where this seam for this upper quarter. You have to remember what this was. This is the only original part of the quarter. This is a section of door I grafted in. The weld is actually right here. You can't see. There's a weld here, so weld here, and a weld across there. The whole lower part is new. This is all that metal to metal Evercoat 889 filler. It's designed to seal up over top of any welds, so I just have to sand that down. That's my second coat. So I spent a bunch of time with the stud gun. Pulling out where this had kind of buckled in a little bit here, where such a long panel, I got a little bit of warpage. So I pulled that out. It's actually pretty good. Ultimately, the whole panel is going to end up with a skim of filler because that's just the nature of this beast. What else have I done? I finished off the welding in here. I've done some welding in the door jambs. I have done a whole lot of fiddliness. I've been really screwing around trying to get these taillights to fit properly. I've been screwing around with this trunk lid, trying to get it to fit the way I'd like. It's pretty good. I had to bring this is all new. Tail pan's new. I had to bring this out some, so I've been working on that. I still have to stitch this in and then use that metal to metal filler to bridge the gap there. Same thing over here. This car was hit in this corner, so I fixed this, got that kind of the right shape. I have to fill in this with that metal to metal filler. Continue with my trunk, and I'm still working on, you know, trying to get this right so the taillights sit in there properly. They're pretty good. This is the seam that I have from the old quarter to the new quarter. This is the piece I added here because that was all rotten, if you haven't seen any of the other videos. So it's coming along. It's really taken shape. Keep in mind, this will be done over as a patina car. But all these lows here, I'm gonna work on more and just try and get them a little bit better before I start applying the metal to metal filler on this side. For those of you that weren't watching before, the body, I did take the body off the chassis as well. So the only thing I have left on my body on frame list is the toe board patch. That's procrastinated with that. That happens. I'll get my trunk key and show you the trunk. As I said, that tail pan's all new. So, yeah, you can see I've done all that repair. This I fabricated and put it in this, what do you call it, spare tire hole thing. This new piece back here, all in there is all welded inside and out. I've done the inner wheel wells. There's a lot of stuff I've done on this car, and I still have more to do. You can see that there's a little bit of a Bluetooth gap right here that I gotta look after. I gotta make those pieces tie into the floor because, like I said, that was all new. This floor was all actually quite good, but up here and stuff was all not very good. So this is, you can see this is color changed. That's because I welded it on the inside and on the outside, so it's double welded. I had to replace all up in there, both sides. I had this whole piece of the car cut off and welded in the inner wheelhouses. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. I'm mostly telling you guys this for people that haven't been on the channel and haven't seen the 50 or so videos of this car and the last couple of years of work on it. I'm also doing it to remind myself of how far it's come. It's come a long way. It's got a long way to go, but it's come a long way, and I'm the customer, so I got to make it the way that I want it to be. I picked these fenders up, I don't know, a couple of years ago. They're actually quite good. They've all been painted and coated inside, but they need some work. I've got an antenna hole to fill on that side. I wasn't sure if I was going to use this fender trim or not, but I think I might. So that's one thing. Yeah, it's got an antenna hole over there. And I also have an antenna hole here that I have to patch. I got to pull the glass out. I ruined the glass. Like, the first thing I did was ruin the glass because I cut out the door pillars with the glass in, and they got hit with sparks, and that was kind of it. I guess what I'm going to do today, besides shoot my mouth off to you guys, is I'm going to sand this down because that's kind of rewarding. I've been trying to break up all the metal and welding with a little bit of metal to metal filler work. So I'm going to do some work there. I'm going to do some work on the other side. I'm going to strip the door, and that'll keep me happy. I finally decided on a process as well. I think what I'm going to do is continue on with this metal to metal filler. I'm going to do the metal to metal filler in all the spots where my welds were, just in case there's any pinholes, porosity, any imperfections. I'm cleaning it. And then I'm putting this metal to metal filler on, sanding it sort of smooth. It's still low, right? Because it's not finish filler, it's just sort of tying it together. And then I'm going to epoxy the car once I finish stripping the rest of the paint off and the flash rust that's happened from just sitting around. Epoxy the car, probably roll it on because I'm gonna sand it anyway. So I might roll it on just to save the crap blowing around the shop. And then I will do my Evercoat Rage filler on the top of the epoxy, which is going to be a lot of work. And then I'll do a feather fill, then I'll do a seal coat, and then I'll do my base and clear. That's my thought process. Let me know what you guys think, if that works for you. I'm going to deal with Evercoat products because I've had good luck with them so far, and I know a guy that works with them and really enjoys their products and enjoys selling them to me. So I'm looking forward to spending money with them. Besides all that, there's a ton of little stuff like finishing up. I gotta finish up a little patch in here. There's a lot of things like that. I'm not doing the Belair trim here, so I've got to fill this hole. There's a lot of little things. I may do the trim that goes across here on like the 210 because I have 210 trim for it. So I've got to get into that sort of stuff. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of little things back here where I got to stitch that up. Yeah, so there's a lot of little bits of welding, as well as the toe board, and then the door debacle mess. All right, it's shiny because it's all bare metal. So what you can see here, that's where the trim was, because this was obviously a Belair door, because it's got the big wide trim that goes here. So that's fine. I'm not really worried about that. What I'm going to do is I'll get some, I've never used it, but I've seen good things, but rust converter. So I got to do that. I'll convert that stuff. That's fine. Couple of holes here where it looks like maybe they had a mirror. So I'll pull them out so they're a little better. A couple little dents. Everything else looks pretty good. The frame's got a hole right here that I got to deal with. It's not a bad door. The keyhole thing is a bit messed up. I can probably fix that. The bad news is the bottom of the door. It's air cooled. So I'm not going to do a skin, I don't think. I think what I'll do is and it's going to suck because I'll have a hell of a time keeping it from warping. But I'm going to put maybe 3 inches. 3? Is that how you measure 3? That's probably like 4. Maybe 4 inches all the way across. Yeah, and because the rest of that is certainly good enough for this car. Let me show you the other side. I learned something about this metal to metal filler. It's not filler. That's what I learned. It is really just to seal the welds and not to be used as filler. Because when I tried to layer it, it didn't go very well. When I tried to layer it, I ended up having to take most of it back off. I still have some more work to do. These spots where it's got like a little dark, I don't think it really adhered to the first layer. So I may take all of this off, but I'm certainly taking it down more. Because I don't like this tree ring business here. I don't think that's right. So it's doing its job. It's for sealing, like around, like this is a weld here, right? So to take the little spot beside the weld on each side, that's what you want. Seals it up. If there's any pinholes, porosity, crap in the welds, it seals it up. However, it's not body filler, and I'm learning that. So what I need to do, I was just getting excited because it was starting to smooth out the panel. But what I need to do is carry on, take this down, just use this sort of where I need to use it, bare minimum on the welds, and then carry on and prime it and fill it. Okay, thanks for sticking with me with this kind of an update video. I appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to getting this car done, but I'm also enjoying the process, and I guess that's part of it. Because then when it's done, what am I going to do next? Oh yeah, I got a whole room full of cars that need the same work. All right, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos on this project and on others, and catch you on the next one.